Prince Harry's joyful return, how one visit left William and Kate as the Prince and Princess of Boring. The United Kingdom has always been a land of contrasts when it comes to its monarchy. On one hand, the crown represents continuity, stability and tradition. On the other, it exists in a modern world where relevance must be earned through charisma, compassion and connection with the public. Into this tension steps Prince Harry, the once dismissed spare, whose every move now electrifies the press and redefines what royal duty means in the 21st century. Harry's most recent UK tour has sparked not only headlines, but also questions about the very soul of the monarchy. For days, British tabloids and global outlets alike were transfixed by his presence, his laughter, his charm, his ability to connect naturally with people. In stark contrast, Prince William and Kate were nowhere to be found. They retreated into silence, an absence so glaring that it led Amanda Platell to declare in the Daily Mail, "Harry's visit brought us something we have not seen for a very long time from the royals, laughter and joy, which leaves many of us asking why William and Kate have decided to hide away and become the Prince and Princess of Boring." This was not just commentary, it was a verdict. The royal feud between Harry and William is no longer whispered behind palace walls. It is splashed across headlines with brutal frankness. From Liz Jones writing that William needs to get off his high horse, to revelations that William did not want Harry visiting their grandmother's grave. The narrative is no longer subtle. The press is blunt. William is losing the battle for hearts and headlines. Harry, meanwhile, has leaned into his authenticity. He cracks jokes, makes people laugh, and leaves crowds buzzing with warmth. It was Liz Jones who also noted, "Sorry, William, but Prince Harry is the funnier brother." For years, William was positioned as the serious statesman, the dutiful heir, while Harry was painted as the rebellious younger sibling. But now, in a world yearning for sincerity, Harry's natural humour and openness have become a strength. His ability to generate joy has left his brother looking stiff, cold, and unrelatable. The Daily Beast captured the mood perfectly with its headline, "Prince Harry's lively UK tour is William's worst nightmare." And indeed it was. Every handshake, every high five, every moment of laughter Harry shared with strangers stood in stark opposition to William's carefully managed, often robotic public appearances. The comparison was inevitable. One brother lit up the room, the other dimmed it. The photos told their own story. Harry, smiling broadly, engaging warmly with people, even playfully high-fiving supporters, contrasted sharply with images of William looking stern, distant and tense. One seemed like a friend, the other like a bureaucrat. This is not just about personality, it is about symbolism. In a monarchy that survives on public affection, Harry represents vitality and human connection. William represents duty without spark. And in today's celebrity-driven, social media-powered world, that difference is deadly. What truly set Harry apart in his UK tour was something so simple yet so rare among the royals: laughter. Platell's observation struck a nerve because it was true. For decades, the monarchy has leaned heavily on pageantry and seriousness. The Queen embodied stoicism, a valuable trait for her era. But in the current age, where authenticity reigns supreme, the monarchy's inability to show joy has become a liability. Harry's jokes, his ability to laugh at himself, and his comfort with showing genuine emotion tapped into what people crave: relatability. When he laughed, crowds laughed with him. When he joked, people didn't feel like they were being lectured or placated. They felt included. That is why the narrative of "Harry is the funnier brother" is more than a throwaway line. Humour is a powerful tool in leadership. It disarms critics, builds trust, and humanises even the most powerful figures. And in this, Harry thrives where William falters. One of the most jarring revelations of this tour came from reports that William allegedly did not want Harry to visit their grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II's grave. According to insiders, William would never have greenlit this moment. The image of a grandson being denied access to honour his grandmother is powerful and damaging. It paints William not only as cold, but as controlling. Harry's decision to pay his respects despite the tension underscored his humanity. He came not as a politician, but as a grandson, guided by love and respect. This was the turning point in the narrative. The press, often critical of Harry, found itself asking uncomfortable questions. Why would William block such a personal moment? What kind of leader puts rivalry above family? For years, the British press vilified Harry and Meghan. But in a striking reversal, columnists began openly praising Harry's return. Liz Jones's words were especially striking. Harry is doing everything right, and I am overjoyed at his long-awaited reunion with Charles. The same outlets that once mocked Harry now held him up as a figure of joy and authenticity. Meanwhile, William was increasingly cast as the villain of the story, stubborn, unyielding, joyless. The contrast was brutal. The heir to the throne was losing his charm offensive, while the spare was winning over the people. Perhaps the most damning critique came not from Harry's supporters, but from neutral observers who compared the Wales's absence to Harry's dynamism. Platell's phrase, "the Prince and Princess of Boring," stuck like glue. William and Kate's decision to retreat during Harry's tour only amplified their image problem. Instead of rising to the moment, they disappeared, leaving Harry to dominate headlines unchallenged. This vacuum allowed the press to fill in the blanks. William and Kate were not just absent, they were irrelevant. The monarchy has always survived by adapting, from Queen Victoria's reinvention of royal symbolism to Elizabeth II's mastery of television. Each generation found a way to resonate with the times. But today, the stakes are higher. In Harry, the monarchy sees both a threat and a lesson. His ability to generate joy, to connect authentically, and to remain relevant outside the palace walls shows that modern monarchy cannot survive on duty alone. It needs warmth, humour, and humanity. William's challenge is no longer just managing Harry, it is redefining himself. If he continues to project coldness and rigidity, he risks losing public affection. Harry, on the other hand, has proven he doesn't need a crown to command love. History will remember these moments not just as another chapter in royal rivalry, but as a turning point in the perception of the monarchy. Harry gave Britain something it hadn't seen in years: laughter, joy, and authenticity. William and Kate, by retreating into silence, cemented their image as stiff, uninspired, and out of touch. In the end, the headlines said it all. Harry is the funnier brother, Harry is the livelier prince, and Harry, whether the establishment likes it or not, has become the beating heart of the modern royal story. In the end, what Harry brought back to Britain was not just his presence, but a reminder of what monarchy can mean when it is infused with humanity. His laughter carried further than pomp, his warmth outshone centuries of stiff protocol, and his ability to meet people as equals restored a sense of joy that many feared had vanished forever from royal life. William and Kate's silence during this period will be remembered not as strategic restraint, but as absence, a retreat that spoke louder than words. The irony is striking. For so long, Harry was cast as the spare, the one whose role was never quite clear, whose missteps were amplified, and whose independence was treated as rebellion. Yet in this moment, the very qualities that once drew criticism, his humour, his openness, his refusal to hide his emotions, became his greatest strengths. The monarchy now faces a stark truth. In a world that values authenticity over austerity, it is Harry, not William, who feels like the future. If history is written not only by duty but by the hearts of the people, then Harry has already claimed his place. The heir may hold the crown, but the spare has captured the soul. For now, the monarchy faces an uncomfortable truth. The spare has become indispensable, while the heir risks fading into irrelevance. To all my curious Sussex family, thank you all for watching, and do not forget to subscribe, like, and put a comment. Bye-bye, see you then in our next episode.